Shri Narharidas, Shri Prahlad Ji. By serving the lotus feet of the Lord, Uttama Shloka, which is obtained through the company of those who possess nothing, saints, he expanded his own supreme bliss and repeatedly brought peace to the minds of others who were distressed by evil company. The demon king Hiranyakashipu had 4 sons. Among them, Prahlad was the youngest in age, but in devotion to the Lord and other virtues he was the greatest. Among all the devotees who have existed in the world, Prahlad Ji is the crown jewel. From childhood, while performing the chanting of the Lord's name and glories, he would forget himself. Sometimes, lost in divine love, he would fall unconscious. Sometimes, while chanting, he would dance, and sometimes, while uttering the names of the Lord, he would cry out loudly. His father was the king of demons. He always had conflicts with the deities. Once, with the intention of defeating the deities, his father began to perform severe penance. He became so immersed in desire-driven worship of God that he lost consciousness of even his own body. Taking the opportunity, Indra, the king of gods, attacked the demons. In those days, Prahlad was in the womb. Indra drove the demons away, looted their city, and took Prahlad's mother captive. That poor, pregnant, helpless woman went along crying like a kurari bird. On the way they met the compassionate celestial sage Narada. He scolded Indra severely and said, "Why are you taking her captive?" Indra said, "O Lord, I will not kill a woman, but the child of Hiranyakashipu in her womb, I will kill it as soon as it is born, and then release her." The celestial sage, looking with his divine vision, said, "O Indra, there is a supreme devotee of the Lord in her womb. You have no fear from him. Let her go." Following the sage's command, Indra released her. The sage took her to his ashram. There, to comfort Prahlad's mother, he used to narrate various stories of the Lord's pastimes. Residing in the womb, Prahlad Ji attained all the knowledge of devotion within his mother's womb itself. Later, upon Hiranyakashipu's return, Prahlad's mother came home and Prahlad Ji was born there. From birth, he used to talk about devotion. While playing among children, he would instruct in the chanting of the Lord's name and would lead the chanting himself. At the age of 5, Hiranyakashipu sent him to study at the house of Sanda and Amarka, the sons of his guru. But he had already studied all the scriptures in his mother's womb. The gurus would teach one thing, but he would read the slate of Lord's love. One day, the father asked, "Tell me the best thing you have learned so far." Prahlad Ji said, "The best thing is that leaving aside all these worldly entanglements, one should engage in devotion to the Lord as soon as possible." Hearing words of devotion from his son's mouth, Hiranyakashipu became very angry. He ran to kill his son and spoke harshly to the Guru's sons. Somehow, after explaining and mediating, the people got Prahlad released. Hiranyakashipu released his son, saying, "Now never take the name of my enemy Vishnu again." How was Prahlad Ji ever going to leave the name of Hari? He became absorbed in the Lord's chanting with new enthusiasm. He would also say to his classmates, "True learning is to seek refuge in God. Learning the names of worldly objects is moving towards ignorance." Day and night he remained immersed in the chanting of the Lord's names and attributes. When his father saw that he would not give up devotion by any means, he had him impaled on a stake, thrown under intoxicated elephants, drowned in bottomless water with a stone around his neck, burnt in a blazing fire, and thrown from a mountain peak. But not even a hair of his was harmed. The bed of thorns became pleasant like a bed of flowers, the elephants picked him up and seated him on his back, and stones began to float on the water. Poison became nectar, fire became cool like water, and Holika, who sat with firewood to burn him, was herself burned to ashes. He came down from the mountain peak laughing. The summary is that no torture could make him unhappy. Sanda and Amarka took him back to school, where Prahlad again started his same work with great vigor. All the boys began to perform Hari Kirtan. Sanda and Amarka angrily said, "Either agree with us, or we will create a kritya and burn you to ashes." Why would the faithful devotee Prahlad be afraid? He said, "Teacher, who can kill whom and who can save whom? It is all the Lord's play."
Angered by this, Sanda and Amarka created a great, terrifying, flaming Kritya. The Kritya struck a spear into Prahlad's heart, but as soon as it hit the chest of Prahlad, who was protected by the power of the Lord, the remover of devotees' fear, the spear broke into pieces. The Kritya returned defeated, and after killing both the Brahmins, was herself destroyed. Seeing his gurus die because of him, Prahlad's saintly heart melted. With a distressed voice, he prayed to the Lord repeatedly and said, "If I have no malice in my heart to those who tried to kill me, gave me poison, impaled me, burned me in fire, threw me from mountains, threw me into the sea, the snakes that bit me, and the elephants that trampled me, if I consider everyone as my own soul and friend, and if I have no desire for anyone's harm, then let both these gurus of mine come back to life." By Prahlad's prayer, Sanda and Amarka rose up and began to bless Prahlad. The glory of the forgiving Prahlad became established for eternity. This is the speciality of a saint. They do good to those who do them evil. Uma, this is the greatness of a saint. They do good to those who do them evil. When he did not die by any means, the father became very angry. Tying him to a pillar and taking a sword in hand, he prepared to kill him and said, "Now tell me, where is your God?" Prahlad said fearlessly, "God is everywhere, in me, in you, in the sword, and in the pillar. Shri Hari is pervading everywhere." Hiranyakashipu said, "Then why is he not seen in this pillar?" No sooner were these words spoken than the Lord appeared from that pillar in the form of half man and half lion, Narasimha. Seeing that wondrous Narasimha form, Hiranyakashipu became afraid. The Lord quickly placed him on his knees and tore open his stomach. All the deities were pleased. Everyone praised the Lord. The Lord lovingly seated Prahlad in his lap, showered him with love, and asked him to ask for a boon. Prahlad said, "O Lord, my father bore enmity towards you, may he not face an evil fate." The Lord laughed and said, "Child, in the lineage where a devotee like you is born, 7 generations before, 7 ahead, and 7 from the mother's side, thus 21 generations are automatically saved. Your father is also saved." Finally, Prahlad asked for the boon of selfless devotion to the Lord. Giving such a boon and performing the coronation of Prahlad, the Lord disappeared. Prahlad ruled the throne of the demons for a long time. In the end, giving the kingdom to his son Virochana, he became absorbed in devotion to the Lord. That is why Prahlad is remembered first among the devotees worthy of mourning remembrance.